Do you like college football and you're old like me yelling at clouds, "Why is this changing? Get off my lawn." Well, let's attempt to fix the new era of college football. So, ladies and gentle nerds, get on your safety equipment because we're about to go for a ride. Every Power Four conference, meaning the Big 12, Big 10, ACC, SEC, plays 9 conference games, not 8. SEC, ACC, no more playing Maine State and Northern Nebraska Tech. You can play one last game and get into the playoffs. Every Power 4 conference plays 9 Power 4 conference games. Every FBS college football team gets 2 bye weeks. I don't know how it happened this season, but I liked it, so let's do it again. No independent Power 4 conference teams. Notre Dame, you have the money. It's time to join a conference. If you're in the Big 12, ACC, SEC, Big 10 this year, would have you made the playoffs? Maybe, but we'll never know until you join a conference, or no more Power 4 independents ever. Switch back to divisions or maybe pods. If you have 20, 18, 16, 17 teams in a Power 4 conference, how do you decide the schedule? Do people just draw straws or pick teams out of a hat? I don't know. Does anybody know? Make 2 divisions or 3 or 4 or 5 team pods, or however that would work. Have the regular season week 0 start 3 to 4 weeks in advance at the beginning of August. That way the 4-team playoffs, or the teams that make it to the 4 teams in the championship game, can be played on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and January 10th. So I don't miss the Notre Dame Penn State game because I forgot it was on a random Thursday. The Mountain West and the Pac-2, the Pac-12, the Pac-8, the Pac-7, whatever it is, just merge together and create one Pacific Mountain Conference. Why did Oregon State and Washington State split from the Mountain West and suing each other? Grant of rights? Nobody knows. I don't know. Just make one Pacific Mountain Conference. So the group of 5 conferences are the Mountain West, Conference USA, MAC, Sunbelt, and the American. So to make a long story short, those 5 conferences only get 1 team into the 12-team playoffs. So how to correct this is you take at the end of every year the 2 highest ranked college football playoff ranking group of 5 teams, and instead of playing in their conference championship games, they play a playoff conference championship play-in game. So for example, this year, the 2 highest ranked group of 5s would have been Boise State and Army, which are in 2 separate conferences. So they would have played each other, and the winner of that game would have been the number 4 seed team in the college football playoffs in 2024 season. That way, 2 group of 5 teams get a chance to go to the playoffs without being in the playoffs. If that's not confusing, I don't know what is. The NIL, which stands for Name, Image, Recognition, is the institution or entity, I don't know, I'm not sure if anybody knows, that allows players to get paid a yearly salary. I think everyone is in agreement that college athletes should be paid, but however, there is, from what I understand, absolutely 0 regulation for this process. Everyone was mad over the decades about how small the door is, so everyone kicked down the wall. So how can we rebuild the wall with a bigger door? First off, change the name of it to the National Invitation League and have it controlled by the NCAA and all 10 individual FBS conferences, or 9 or 11 or whatever it will be a few years from now. So this new NIL NCAA arrangement will oversee and implement a salary cap so that every individual college team is allotted $30 million per year to distribute throughout all of the players on the roster. So now that $30 million now gets divided into 4-tier payment groups: freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior grade payment levels that increases on a sliding scale as each student athlete progresses through their collegiate careers. So if any team, let's say Memphis, University of Memphis, for example, has a shortfall of that $30 million salary cap through the new NIL NCAA, they can request private equity be funded through this new institutional thing that doesn't exist to get sponsorship through the college, the conference, the NCAA itself, instead of private companies funding the players individually. The NIL Transfer Portal, 1 per season. That's it. How many are there transfer portals now? 5? 10? And speaking of transfers, players can only transfer to another collegiate institution, FBS school, Power 4 group of 6 school, twice in their college career. Twice, that's it. 1 more time if a coach leaves, but on their own just twice, not every year, not 5 times. Basically, what it boils down to, and it seems to be the trajectory college football is heading, correct me if I'm wrong, is the NCAA has no control and has lost control over college football and has been shifted into the broadcasting sports networks control to rearrange and redefine college football conferences as they see fit, and who is the highest bidder to buy the best teams for the best views, the best viewing, best ad revenue. And if something does not step in to regulate this new era of college football, it will cease to exist as we know it, and eventually just become two super leagues of the Big 10 and the SEC, gobbling up the ACC and the Big 12 in a scramble from the group of 5 schools to get into those 2 super leagues, and the rest of college football will be its own Division II entity by itself. Is that good or bad? Maybe, but that seems to be what's happening